Hey everyone, welcome back to Unlimited Vigilance. Today's the weekly update for February 17th. Let's get into it. We have a lot of card reveals, a lot of spoilers, about 55 of them. So I'm going to try to go through them as fast as I can. This is the last week of reveals for cards. So we got a big chunk of them. Let's start off with a pilot. I'm sorry, a leader that's one that looks awesome, the artwork. And it's Major Vonreg. Major Vonreg, Red Baron. It's an aggression villainy card. That's one of the pilots from, or one of the characters from the Resistance show. And look at that artwork. It just looks really nice. We'll look at the other side here in a little bit. As an action, you exhaust Major Vonreg. Play a vehicle from your hand, paying its cost. If you do, give another unit +1 for this phase. So if you're already having a pilot or a vehicle heavy type of deck, use Major Vonreg. You're going to give a buff to somebody else, like, immediately. So that one's not bad. If you control 4 more resources, then you can choose one. Deploy this leader or deploy as an upgrade. So when you deploy as a leader unit on the ground, it's a 2/5. Very low stats on the ground, but when you put it as an upgrade, that's where it makes a big difference. Major Vonreg. Attach unit is a leader unit. It gains on attack. You may give another unit on this arena +1 for this phase. So not only are you going to get a +3/+3 on your vehicle, but you're going to give a buff when you attack. So this is actually not a bad leader to put on as an upgrade to a vehicle. And then we did spoil his ship here, so we're going to see that in a little bit. Then we have another leader spoiled. This was the 2 last leaders that were revealed. This is Kasuda Iono, I think. Kasuda, or Kaz, from Resistance. Best pilot in the galaxy. As an action, you exhaust him. A friendly unit loses all abilities for this round. Take an extra action after this. So this is a strong one because there are a lot of abilities that some ships have that you don't want your opponent to have. For example, I forgot there was a ship that was revealed last week that had that ability that if they, or the legendary, I forgot the name, that if you play that, or if it goes into your discard pile, then your opponent is able to get it or play it from your own discard pile. But this one, if you lose that ability for this phase, it can't do it. Also, I think the Millennium Falcon is going to be affected with this because you don't have to pay the cost to ready it. You could just keep them out for free, basically. If you control 4 resources, you flip them as a leader or an upgrade. On the flip side, he's also a 2/5, just like Major Vonreg. Similar stats, but this one, Kasuda, has an ability. Choose an attack, or I'm sorry, on attack, choose any number of friendly units. They lose all abilities for this round. Alright, so similar, but if you put him on as a upgrade, he has the same stats as Major Vonreg. Is that fair? I don't know. Attach unit is a leader unit. It gains on attack. Choose any number of friendly units. They lose all abilities for this round. So you say you have the same ability as an upgrade or as a ground unit. So Kasuda is also a +3/+3 on any pilot or on any vehicle as a pilot. And then we also revealed one of his ships for the one in the background there, the Fireball. If you know about the Fireball, we have that one also coming up. And then we had a lot of reveals during the Jump to Lightspeed draft stream. There's a finger there. That's because there are a lot of cards that were revealed during the draft that were just shown off, things that haven't been shown off yet. And here we have the Resistance headquarters. It's a common base for 30, so that's normal base. So that one was revealed. Then we have another 30 hit point base. It's Theed Palace in Naboo. This artwork is one of my favorites so far in the game. I love the what's it called, the Naboo starfighter. Forgot what it's called, the N1, I think. Excuse me. But artwork is nice. This palace with the waterfalls looks great. probably will use this base a lot for just because it's green. And well, I use green a lot, but I just like the artwork itself. So it's a nice base. And then another base was revealed. This is a colorless base, no aspect attached to it, and it's Lake Country. Same place on Naboo. You got Lake Country, nice piece of art there as well. This in hyperspace will look nice. Same with the this one in hyperspace, I think will look nice. Now this one is a 34 hit point base. So you have 4 extra hit points than your normal 30 bit hit point bases. It's a rare. This is our first colorless base. So if you want to risk not having another aspect, then you get an extra 4 hit points. Is it worth the risk? I'm not sure. At that point, just take Colossus. It's 35, and you you just have 1 card less in your hand, I think. So I don't know. Maybe instead of Lake Country, you take the Colossus. But this is colorless, so it doesn't give you any more options, but it just gives you a little buff if you want to take the risk. Now we have more capital ships spoiled. This time we have the Annihilator Taggies, or General Tag's flagship. It's an 11 cost capital ship, 12 attack, 12 hit points, Imperial vehicle capital ship. When played and when defeated, you may defeat an enemy unit. If you do, search its controller's deck and hand for each card with that unit's name and discard them. Yeah, so this card, looking through your controller's deck and hand can be nasty, right? Because you're just throwing away things that they want to use late in the game, and it's a legendary, so this can be a powerful one. So yeah, I mean that's the double. You get it to do it when played and when defeated. Will you get defeated? Maybe. I don't know. It's a pretty powerful ship. Next we have Power from Pain, a 3 cost event in Vigilance Villainy. Give +1 attack. Sorry, give a unit +1 attack for this phase for each damage on it. So if you have a heavy unit that has taken a lot of damage, you put this. It's basically you're giving it grit, giving a unit grit that has a lot of damage. So that could be useful. 3 costs. Maybe it's one of those last minute things you want to do. But yeah, here's a nice little event here in Vigilance Villainy. Then we have Echo Base Engineer. We had Echo Base Defender. We have Echo Base Engineer. This one is focused on vehicles. It's a 2 cost, 2 attack, 3 hit point rebel. When played, you may give a shield token to a damaged vehicle unit. So a nice little support unit to give your vehicles if that's the route you're going. Then we have L337. L337 is the second L3 we have in this game. This unit is very good. It's very versatile because you want to play this as a unit first. It's a 3 cost 3/3 unit. If this unit would be defeated, you may instead attach her as an upgrade to a friendly vehicle unit without a pilot on it. So if you put it on the ground, it's about to be defeated. You don't have, or if it gets defeated, you could instead put her as a upgrade on a pilot. On a vehicle. So you attack with her during the ground, you do your thing, she gets defeated. Oh, let me just put her on a vehicle I have here ready for her. So this thing is pretty versatile. You get to use her twice, right? So you definitely want to have her on the ground first and then have another ship ready for her to jump into right then and there. So it's an Underworld droid pilot, which is interesting little tags there. I like them. Well, I like her. Nice. We have next is Silver Angel. The Silver Angel is a 2 cost, 2 attack, 3 hit point vehicle transport with fringe. We're seeing a lot of fringe tags this set. So a lot of fringe from the first set is going to be relevant also in this set if you want to make a fringe deck. It says when 1 or more damage is healed from this unit, you may deal 1 damage to a space unit. So yeah, it's just giving that back and forth ability. Now 2 cost, 2/3. Yeah, it's not bad for a first, one drop. It is a unique unit, so you can only have one of these on the field, and it's an uncommon. Next, we have Trace Martez, which is the pilot of Silver Angel. It's Trace's Hope. We have Trace Martez, and we spoil everything. Why not? Trace Martez, Trusting Sister. It's a 3 cost, 2/5 on the ground, which is not bad, right? Just kind of buffy. But for piloting, it's going to cost you 1. And it says attached unit gains on attack. You may heal 2 damage from any number of units. So again, you're going to be using that heal ability with her ship also. When 1 or more damage is healed from this unit, you may deal 1 damage to the space unit. So you want to, if you're going to put Trace on her own ship, you're going to be healing 2. You can heal 2 damage from any number of units. Just heal 2 from her, and then deal 2 damage to another unit. So it's a nice little synergy there with Trace Martez, another unique unit. Then we have Out the Airlock. It's a 5 cost event. This is similar to Hello There. Hello There's a -4/-4. This one is give a unit -5/-5 for this phase. So for a little bit more, because Hello There's 3 for 5, you get to do -5/-5. So that can be kind of strong, right? If you want to get rid of a unit that's just powerful, a leader that you're having a hard time getting rid of, -5/-5 can help you out. The Executor. This was one of the ships that was revealed early in the week. We have Piet's Invaders, Super Star Destroyer, the Executor, Might of the Empire. It's an 11 cost, 12/12, similar to the one we just saw at the beginning. Imperial Vehicle Capital Ship. It has Overwhelm, but the kicker here is when played, on attack, and when defeated, you get to create 3 TIE Fighter tokens. Now there's been talk about different kinds of combos you could do with the Executor. Creating all these TIE Fighters can be very very intimidating, right? Because 3 right off the bat, but then if you have ways to do that on attack immediately, or some way to get more TIE Fighters on the ground, yeah, it's going to be a interesting game, especially if you're doing Vader with his units that can create TIE Fighters as well. It's going to be a heavy space swarm going on. So this is a legendary. I do like the artwork. I just feel like the Star Destroyers compared to the Super Star Destroyer look a little bit too big, but maybe it's just a perspective, right? But I remember they were just very tiny when they were right next to the Executor. Next we have the 2 cost unit, the Pantoran Starship Thief. It's a 2 cost, 2 attack, 2 defense unit on the ground. When played, you may pay 3, so it'll cost you 5 to do this ability. If you do, attach this unit as an upgrade to a fighter or transport unit without a pilot on it. Take control of it. So when you play this, you could pay the extra 3, so it would cost you 5. To do that ability, you can steal one of your opponent's fighters, transports, right, and take control of it. Now, when this upgrade detaches from a unit, that unit owner takes control of it, so they take their ship back, the one you stole from them. So it's a nice little way to kind of get control of a ship that's being annoying, but you don't get a buff on it. It's a 0/0 pilot. You just get the ability of the ship that you stole, basically. So you got a nice little way to remove a ship and kind of slow down your opponent here quickly, right? Let's go to the next one, which is a 7 cost event. Same with Command Villainy. More Imperials, more TIE Fighters. This is Scramble Fighters. Create 8 fighter tokens and ready them. They can't attack bases for this phase, so oof. Yeah, you're creating 8 TIE Fighters just ready to fight. It's kind of like drop-in, right? Is it? Yeah, like drop-in, no, not drop-in, on the doorstep with the Separatists. On the doorstep costs you 4, you create 3 droids and they're ready to fight. This one you create 8 TIE Fighters for 7 cost. Yeah, if you want to swarm TIE fighters, this is going to be an interesting set. It'll be fun to kind of swarm TIE fighters, and this is another legendary in command villainy. So I feel like we're getting a lot of legendaries, and they did say there were a few more legendaries than normal, right? So this is another legendary in command, another card that might be hard to pull. Then we have Luke Skywalker. So this is the new Luke unit. It's in command. The first Luke unit we got was in vigilance. So we have a 2-cost Luke Skywalker. It's a 3/2 on the ground, 3 attack, 2 hit points. But if you put him on a pilot, it's going to cost you 3. And it says if this upgrade would be defeated, you may instead move him to the ground arena as a unit and exhaust him. So he's a way to kind of get a little bit more value. You know, he's a 2-cost ground unit, but you want to put him as a pilot definitely, because you're going to get that buff of 3 attack, 2 defense. And then once he's out of that ship, you put him on the ground, and then he starts fighting as a ground unit. At least you'll get a little bit more value there with Luke Skywalker. And this is a rare card. So the first Luke was legendary. This is a rare. All right, so let's go to the next one, which is the Clone Pilot. Clone Pilot is a 2-cost unit with 2 attack, 2 hit points. Basic 2-drop or first round type of pilot or ground unit. But as a pilot, it'll cost you the same 2. And it's just a regular clone pilot that gives you a 2+2+2 buff on your ship. You know, so you can put in a number of clone pilots if you want. Simple little buff here. You know, kind of make a difference, or it might make a difference, it might not. But it's a cheap pilot, right? Next, we have a 2-cost unit in space. It's called the Scouting Headhunter. It's a 2. It'll hit you for 2, and it'll defend for 1, and it's Sentinel. So it's a cheap unit, cheap Sentinel to put out in space if you want to defend a little bit. But it won't do that much damage back because, you know, these Headhunters are small little versions of X-Wings. And it's, you know, if you want to put a Sentinel out there, I feel like maybe if it would have cost 1, it would have been a little bit better. Just to have a cheap Sentinel be put out there. But we have a Scouting Headhunter. Now we have a 1-cost upgrade. This is the Dorsal Turret. And just keep in mind, a lot of these were spoiled on stream. They're not necessarily high quality images, but you know, a lot of these cards were spoiled on stream, so that's why you see the pixelation on it. Now this upgrade, you attach to a vehicle. Attach unit gains. When this unit deals combat damage to a unit while attacking, defeat that unit. So that's kind of like a Rook ability. You're just defeating something before it attacks you. Yeah, you just defeat it. You just defeat the unit, get rid of it. But yeah, that's a nice little 1-cost upgrade that you can put on the ship. Why not put it on there? Then we have Salvage, a 0-cost event. Play a vehicle unit from your discard pile, playing its cost, and deal 1 damage to it. So if you have a ship that you wanted to keep in play and then now it's gone because someone defeated it, well, there you go. Salvage it. It won't cost you anything. You just have to deal 1 damage to it, which, you know, it's not bad. So this is a little cheap event that could be effective. It could be a nice little sideboard option, right, to salvage something. Then we have Dogfight, which is a 1-cost event in command. This one says attack with a unit even if it's exhausted. That unit can't attack bases for this attack. So yeah, if it's a good way to attack with a unit you just played. You can't attack bases though, so in turn 1, if they didn't play in the same arena you did, then you can't attack the base. Why play a Dogfight? But if they did play something in the same arena, you know, a 1-cost ship that you can ready and attack, pretty good event to kind of get something off the board quickly in the beginning. Then we have another event in command. It's Air Superiority. This is a 2-cost event. If you control more space units than an opponent, deal 4 damage to a ground unit that opponent controls. So a lot of ways to kind of control the ground in this way. If you have a lot of space units, they have a lot of ground units. This is a nice little event to kind of help mitigate some of the things that are going in the ground if you're a space heavy deck. We have an image of a Scarif here, so we'll have a few images of Scarif in this set as well. And here we go. We have Major Vonreg's TIE Fighter, Vonreg's TIE Interceptor. It's a 3-cost space unit, ace of the First Order. I love getting this model in X-Wing, by the way. Getting the red TIE Interceptor in the game X-Wing was pretty cool to get. So this is it'll hit you for 3, attack for 3, defend for 4, First Order vehicle fighter. It says while this unit has 4 or more power, so if you put Vonreg on it, it will have 4 or more power. It gains Overwhelm. While this unit has 6 or more power, it gains Raid 1. So let's look back again at Vonreg here. I'm sure it's going to be all the way to the beginning. There you go, Vonreg. You put him on your ship, it gives it a +3/+3. Let's go back to his ship. Hopefully I don't go past it. So it'll be a 6/7 ship. So you'll have both the Overwhelm and you'll have the Raid 1 with Major Vonreg on his own ship. So nice little way to buff up the TIE Interceptor. So yeah, it's a good little synergy, good little combo to have. Why not? If you have a Vonreg, if you're gonna have a Vonreg deck, you're gonna need a ship, right? Why not? Let's go to the next unit, which is our new Darth Vader unit. This is a 6-cost unit. It's a 7 attack, 7 defense unit, so it's a lot stronger than the Luke, obviously. Now this one, if you put him on the ground, it's a 7/7, but if you put it as a pilot, it's going to cost you 3 instead of 6. So being on the ground for Vader is very strong. And if you put a saber on there, even stronger. Now if you put him on a pilot or on a ship, it's going to cost you 3 attack unit gains on attack. You may deal 1 damage to a unit. If a unit is defeated this way, you may deal 1 damage to a unit or base. So a similar thing to his leader, Vader leader that we have now, with the pinging of the damage right here and there. So he still gets that ability as a pilot, but not on the ground. So on a pilot, as a pilot, you'll get the 3/+3 buff. And this is a legendary, the Luke Skywalker we got that we saw a few minutes ago. It's not a legendary, but this Vader is a legendary. So we have 2 Vader legendaries in the set so far. All right. Then we have a 1-cost event in Aggression Heroism. It says they hate that ship. An opponent creates 2 TIE Fighter tokens and readies them. Then play a vehicle unit from your hand. It costs 3 less. Good card. Good card, especially if you're doing Rebels, because I mean TIE Fighters do one damage. You know, they have 1 defense, so they're weak units, kind of like the droids. But if you're gonna play a space unit that can take all that damage, why not do it? You know, why not play a strong ship that can take a little bit of damage from TIE Fighters? So, yeah, I think this is a great card, a great event. 1 cost, simple, and it's a rare, so it'll be hard to find. But yeah, definitely a nice little event to have here. Then we have another Fire Spray. This is not a unique Fire Spray. This is just a Relentless Fire Spray, a 6-cost space unit that's a double aggression. It's a 4 attack, 6 defense underworld vehicle transport. On attack, ready this unit, and then use this ability only once each round. So the attack ability, you could choose when to use that attack ability. You could choose it before you attack or after you attack. So on attack, basically, let's just say you're going to attack the base, boom, 4, you exhaust it, but you can ready him again and use it 1 more time. So Relentless Fire Spray, it's a good rare. It's a double aggression, so it does cost 6, a little bit more pricey, right? So if you're going to play Aggression Heroism or Aggression Villainy, it's going to cost you 8 because you don't have that extra red aspect. Is it worth it to attack twice? Maybe it is, but it's a good strong ship actually to be able to attack twice. Next we have a ground unit, the AT-DP Occupier. This is a 4-cost unit. It has 3 attack, 4 defense. It's an Imperial Vehicle Walker. This unit costs 1 less to play for each damaged ground unit. You might not have a lot of damaged ground units. It's kind of hard to have units that are damaged for that long in this game. But if you do have it, it's going to cost you less. So if you're able to at least pay one less for this, that's fine. Maybe not pay four, pay three for this one or less. But on attack, you get overwhelmed. So it's a simple little ability there. Now we have another 6 cost space unit in aggression called the Shadowcaster. The Shadowcaster is a 4 attack, 7 defense underworld vehicle transport. When a friendly unit is defeated, you may use all of its when defeated abilities again. So it's interesting, it has all. So if there's a card that has more than one when defeated, you have a ship when defeated, and you have a pilot that has a when defeated ability, you get to use those twice, which is nice. Friendly unit, so you want to kind of have that synergy, right, with the when defeated. And this is another legendary card. Good looking card, good looking artwork. Love the movement there with the rain, right? It looks like a rain, some kind of precipitation. Looks nice. Hitting the laser beam too as well, which is pretty cool. Next is the War Juggernaut. Big beefy guy. 6 cost ground unit. It only attacks for 3, but it is tanky. It does 7 hit points. So, but this unit gets +1 for each damaged unit. So if you don't have a lot of damaged unit, it's just going to attack for 3. Of course, you could put a pilot on it, and you can make it tankier. You can make it buffier. I guess, is that the word, buffier? When played, deal 1 damage to each of any number of units. So what's interesting about that is that if you don't have damaged units, you could damage your own units. If you have 2 or 3, you can put 1 damage to each one of those units. And then now let's just say you have 3. Now your tank is 6. It's a 6/7 tank, which is pretty cool. So you could actually but it doesn't have to be friendly. I just noticed that +1 for each damage unit, so it could be your opponent's damage units as well. So yeah, that's actually not bad. Now that I see that it doesn't have to be friendly, it could be any damaged unit. So if they have 2, you have 3. Now you have 5 on top on this Juggernaut. But remember, once those units get destroyed and they go out of play, then your tank just gets weaker with the attack. Now let's go to another upgrade in aggression, which is a 2 cost upgrade called Twin Laser Turret. These drawings are reminding me a lot of X-Wing, because X-Wing, you have a lot of ships and you put a lot of upgrades on them. It just reminds me of that artwork when we used to get upgrades. Attached to a vehicle unit, attached unit gains on attack, deal 1 damage to each of up to 2 units in this arena. So just a way to kind of get more damage in, right? Nice little aggressive unit. It's a +2/+2, so you're going to get a buff on your ship. So you could have a pilot, but you could also have a turret, make your ship stronger and stronger, right? So not bad little upgrade there. Then we have a 1 cost event in aggression, which is called the System Shock. Defeat a non-leader upgrade attached to a unit if you do deal 1 damage to that unit. So it's upgrade removal. Good way to kind of get rid of a pilot and also just damage it. Maybe just get rid of the ship if you need to. You bring down a pilot, it's just going to bring down the hit points that much, right? By 3, by 2, whatever the pilot has. And then the 1 damage can be the last little thing you need to kind of get rid of something. So nice little System Shock here, 1 cost event. Then we have this awesome piece of art in the Contracted Jumpmaster. It's a 3 cost Cunning Villainy space unit. It has 2 attack and 4 defense. Underworld vehicle transport. Simple 3 cost Sentinel. So just a way to kind of slow down your opponents if you want. Nothing too crazy here. It's a common card, but what's nice is the artwork. This is a very small image. It's pixelated, but let's just see how this looks in hyperspace or hyperspace foil. It will look really nice. Then we have a 2 cost upgrade in Cunning Villainy, in depth to Crimson Dawn. When attached unit readies, exhaust it unless the controllers pay 2. So it's a way to kind of slow down your opponent, right? And also it's It's gonna cost, if you put this on your opponent, it's gonna cost them 2 resources to get it ready, which can be annoying, right? If you have this condition on you. Yeah, the cunning events, those conditions hurt. You know, one of the tough ones is Frozen in Carbonite. One of the tough conditions there in Cunning Villainy. And then we have here, what's his name? Kaz. His ship, the Fireball, or the ship that he works on in the show. The Fireball. It's a 2-cost unit in Cunning Heroism. It has 3 attack and 3 defense, and man, just loving the artwork. The artwork just is very. It just looks nice, right? With the blues and the oranges on Sunset Racing. In the show, this was one of the best parts of the show, just when the starfighters raced each other. I don't remember if we see any more starfighters from the show in the Jump to Lightspeed. I don't remember. The Fireball I saw, and I think in one of the upgrades, in the experience upgrade, we do have some more ships from the show Resistance, some of the other fire starfighters. So yeah, this one is a Resistance fighter. It has Ambush. It says when the regroup phase starts, deal 1 damage to this unit. So if you're going to play this with Kaz, you could remove that ability during the regroup phase. So you use the Fireball, you play Kaz, you remove that ability. Now you don't have to deal damage to this unit. So yeah, it's a way to kind of maybe get a ship in there quickly. I'm not sure how effective it will be. The Fireball, it's a 2-cost unit, so it won't be hard to get out. But if you need to get rid of something quickly, just, you could ambush something. Now we have a 1-cost event in Cunning Heroism, Commence Patrol. Put another card in a discard pile. Put another card in a discard pile on the bottom of its owner's deck. If you do, create an X-Wing token. So if you're gonna you can manipulate other people's discard piles if you want. So put another card in a discard pile on the bottom of its owner's deck. If you do, create an X-Wing token. So if your opponent or somebody is dependent on cards in their discard pile and you just want to put it back in their deck, you can kind of mess with them there. Is it worth an X-Wing token? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just a good way to have fun with somebody, just to mess with them. But I'm not sure if there's. I don't remember. There must be other ways to create X-Wing tokens. I don't think this is the only way. But yeah, it's put another card in a discard pile on the bottom of its owner's deck, so you can do your own if you want. Oh, another player. You can't. It's another player. Yeah. So yeah, if you do, just create an X-Wing token. So not bad. Next, we have a 1-cost event in Command Heroism. Jam Communications. Look at an opponent's hand and discard an event from it. So simple removal, right? If you want to get rid of something. Kind of like a cheaper version of Spark of Rebellion, right? So that's a 1-cost event. Let's go to the next one. It's a 2-cost unit on the ground. Sidon. Ithano, the Crimson Corsair. I don't know if I said that right. Probably not. 2-cost unit with 2 attack, 2 hit points. When played as a unit, you may attach this unit as an upgrade to an enemy vehicle unit without a pilot on it. So it's a way to kind of destroy a ship or make it less powerful. You play it as a ground unit, then you can put it on one of your opponent's vehicles. You get -2/-2 if you do that. So is that a nice way to kind of? It's kind of like a perilous position, just cheaper. So it's a 2-cost perilous position. So you can play it as a unit and just keep it as a unit, or you can play it as a pilot on your enemy and make it weaker. Then we have a 3-cost unit on the ground, the Contracted Hunter. Now this one will attack for 4, defend for 4. Pretty cool looking art there, right? That blue glow on the armor looks cool. He has that weird thing on his face. That's cool. Underworld Bounty Hunter. This has Ambush. So for 3-cost Ambush, not bad. When the regroup phase starts, defeat this unit. So if it doesn't already get defeated with your Ambush, it's gonna get gone right, when the regroup phase starts. So yeah, I mean, you can use other vehicles for ambush too, but at least this one can stick around if it doesn't get defeated immediately. Alright, so we have next is another 3 cost in cunning. The Skyway Cloud Car. We had the twin pod, or the twin pod cloud car, right? And the last set. That was a space unit. This is a ground unit. It's a 3 cost, 3 attack, 3 defense vehicle, fighter, fringe unit. When defeated, you may return a non-leader unit with 2 or less power to its owner's hand. So if you're playing with Ray, you can bring back Moisture Farmer, or anything 2 costs or less. Might be a nice way to bring things back. I immediately thought of Ray, because if you're going to have units that have 2 or less power, that's all Ray right there. So maybe some synergy there with Ray. Then we have the 4 cost Razor Crest. It's a unit in space, the new version of the Razor Crest, the second version. It's a 3 attack, 5 defense vehicle transport Mandalorian unit. When a pilot attaches to this unit, you may return a non-leader unit that costs 2 or less, or an exhausted non-leader unit that costs 4 or less to its owner's hand. So you put a pilot on this, the Mandalorian. You could bring back Grogu. You could bring back other Mandalorians that cost 4 or less. Or not Mandalorians, just any exhausted non-leader unit. So I mean, I'm assuming you're gonna play Mandalorians, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to, obviously. But it's a good way to kind of bring back something to your hand, just in case it's gonna be defeated that round or whatever. You remove damage if you want. So it's a nice little way to kind of save things from getting destroyed. Next, we have a 4 cost villainy unit, space unit, Rogue class Starfighter. It's a Sentinel in space separatist vehicle fighter. It's a 4 attack, 3 defense card. Simple Sentinel you want to have in space. Why not? Kind of similar to the Black Sun, I think. Black Sun Fighter, I think is what it's called. But that's Underworld. This one's Separatist, so you have a little Separatist option there for Sentinel in space. And then we have the first legendary aspectless, no aspect attached to this. Just a common, any aspect can use this legendary card. Any aspect can use the Death Star plans. We got the iconic Rogue One scene of when Vader was coming after those plans. One of the best scenes in Star Wars, honestly. When attached unit is attacked, the attacking player takes control of this upgrade and attaches it to a unit they control. Attached unit gains the first unit you play. Each round costs 2 less. So it's an interesting way to kind of ping back and forth this legendary. If you're able to get it right. Now you want this upgrade, so when you attach this to another unit, you're gonna get it for the next round. The first unit you play costs 2 less, so you can bring out some pretty big units with this legendary. So yeah, this card is very interesting. I think it's actually gonna be interesting to see if it gets played, in any kind of deck. It is a 2 cost upgrade. Now to bring out big ships or big units, this can be kind of helpful. It can be pretty helpful. The attacking player takes control of this upgrade and attaches it to a unit they control. So obviously you want to keep that unit around to keep this upgrade, flowing back and forth, or just being able to grab it again, because once your unit is destroyed, then the Death Star plans, the upgrade goes away. But it's a 2 cost legendary, colorless, so anybody can use it, which is pretty nice. Then we have a few more cards here, but these were revealed on stream, and they weren't in any place that kind of had a good image or good quality. But this is a 1 cost event in vigilance. Close the Shield Gates, another Rogue One Scarif scene here. Choose a base. The next time damage would be dealt to it, this phase, prevent that damage. So you can choose your own base, or if you're doing Twin Suns, you can choose another base. So this is a nice way to kind of give a shield or protect your base from any attacks. This is like the first kind of like shield type of thing we see for bases. So that's not bad, right? Next we have a 6 cost space unit, the Rebellious Hammerhead. Aggression, Heroism. It's a 5 attack, 7 defense rebel vehicle capital ship. Very tanky ship. When played, you may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of cards in your hand. So that can be pretty strong. I mean, you're playing this probably round 5, round 4. So you might have 4 or 5 cards in your hand. So you deal that much damage to a unit equal to the number of cards in your hand. And it doesn't have to be space. It can be ground. It can be any unit, even a leader unit if you want it. So not bad. Then we have a 4 cost space unit, the Cloaked Star Viper. Star Vipers are cool looking ships. I didn't know they can cloak, but I guess they can. It's a 3 attack, 2 defense underworld vehicle fighter. When played, give 2 shield tokens to this unit, which is pretty strong, right? 2 shield tokens. This will stick around unless you have Saboteur in space, but not bad for a cloaked Star Viper. 2 shields. Then we have a 6 cost ground unit, the Wingguard security team. We already have a Wingguard, right? And he was also Sentinel in the first in Spark of Rebellion. Now we have the team of Wingguards. This is a 6 cost 4/4 Fringe Trooper, another Fringe tag there. Sentinel. When played, give 2 shield token to each of up to 2 Fringe units. So now we see Fringe synergy. So if you want to have a Fringe deck, you could. It's building. So you give a shield token to each of up to 2 Fringe units. Now the Fringe guard, or the Wing Guard that we had from set 1 is not unique, so you can have multiple of those. Now the thing is with this one, it's a 6 cost 4/4. As a Sentinel, it's not that strong. It can get, late in the game, it can kind of get removed pretty quickly. But when you play this, you can give a shield token to this one, right? You can give 2 of them if you want, but if you have more, they can give them to other Fringe units. So it can come in with a shield, which is not bad. Then you have a 4 cost command unit in space, the Adept Arcs 170. This is the 3rd arc I think we see in the game. It's a 3 attack, 4 hit point Republic vehicle fighter, and it has Restore 2. So we did see the arc in green heroism. I think it was green. No, yeah, it was green in Twilight of the Republic, but it didn't have Restore. The blue one in the first one, Spark of Rebellion, had Restore 1. Now this one has Restore 2. It's going to cost you double though, because the Restore from set 1 only costs 2. This one costs 4, but you'll restore for 2 instead of 1. Then we already saw the Echo Base Engineer. Just a little copy here. Then we have an upgrade for 2 in Cunning, Super Heavy Ion Cannon. Attached to a capital ship or transport, attached unit gains on attack. You may exhaust a non-leader unit the defending player controls. If you do, deal indirect damage equal to its power to that player. So it's pretty strong. So if you have big capital ships, you deal indirect damage equal to its power to that player. So using their damage against them, right? But this one just gives a buff to any kind of capital ship or transport. Just makes them stronger in space. It gives them no attack buff, but it does keep them around a little bit longer, which is nice because you want to have that on attack ability at least one more time, not just once. You want to have it at least twice to make a really big impact in the game. Then we have the Eager Escort Fighter, an E-Wing. You get an E-Wing. 3 cost space unit. It's going to attack for 4 and defend for 1. And it has ambush. So this is a like kind of like what is it, like Cloud Rider or the other ambush in green? I forgot what it was called. But in space, just get rid of something for 4 that attacks for 4. You know, 4 is pretty can make a big difference in some of these units that you have out there. So yeah, this is one of those things you just kind of do a suicide bomb, right? Just get rid of them, get rid of something quickly. It will cost you 3 though, so it's not cheap, but a nice way to remove something quickly. Then we have a 3 cost space unit with aspect list, no, just general card here for everyone. A flanking Fang Fighter. It's a 3 cost, 2 attack, 3 hit points in space. While you control another fighter unit, this unit gains raid 2, so it could be potentially a 4/3, 4 attack, 3 defense in space. So nice little card here to kind of get something going. And then we have a 5 cost event. Timely reinforcements. We had timely intervention. Now we have timely reinforcements. This is a command card. Choose an opponent. For every 2 resources they control, create an X-Wing token and give a Sentinel for this phase. So if you need to kind of support yourself in space because they're too space heavy, create some X-Wings to kind of get rid of something, because X-Wings are 2/2. So they're a little bit more powerful than TIE fighters. That's a kind of nice way to help you out a little bit, you know, slow it down. And then we have another base, 30 hit point base in aggression, the Nadiri Dockyards. Pretty cool looking little spaceport there in hyperspace. This will look nice with the reds and the oranges. So that'll be a nice little common base to kind of have in hyperspace. All right, and that's it actually. Those are all the cards here. Yeah, there were a lot. That's why I went through it as quick as possible. We already been going almost 50 minutes, so it's been a long video. Let's just do some pack openings here. We'll do a pack opening for all 3 sets since we're nearing the release of Jump to Lightspeed, which is going to be in about, I think from now, 2 weeks. Pretty close. So we have IG Command Center. Here's the restored arc from this set. And we do have a hyperspace maximum firepower. We have a Viper droid. All right. We have our uncommons Entrenched, Ezra, and Yularen. And our rare is Heroic Sacrifice with a foil ATST. Alright, so let me do something here. Let's just bring it a little bit closer. Let's do Shadows next. Shadows of the Galaxy. So Shadows, we got Jabba. We have Hyperspace Jabba's Palace. Mercenary Company. Arch Henchmen. Go through these quickly. No Hyperspace Commons this time. We got a guild target, spare the target, privateer crew, and then legal authority. Once again, that's what we got last time when we did a video. We pulled a legal authority. And then we have a common reputable hunter. I think last time we pulled a hyperspace foil reputable hunter, so very similar pack there. Now we have Twilight of the Republic. Yeah, it'd be cool if we ever pull a showcase on camera here. Got Padme. Alright, let's just go through these commons. Grievous Reassembly. Then we have a Dwarf Spider Droid. Dwarf Spider Droid Hyperspace card. Then we have Breaking In, Hellfire Tank, and then we have our uncommons. And then our last card here, legendary maybe? Yes, we have a legendary. Unlimited Power. I haven't used this card yet, unfortunately. Then we have an uncommon Echo foil. Cool. Well, that was the video for today. I appreciate everyone for watching, and if you stuck around for the whole thing, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate everybody who also would subscribe and just support the channel. This was a long video, I know, and it's late, as you can tell. My face just shows tiredness, but I have made a commitment to make these videos weekly. So thank you for watching, and we'll see what happens this week. Since all cards have been revealed for Jump to Lightspeed, we'll see what weekly updates we get from Final Fantasy on Wednesday. So thank you so much for watching, and until the next one.